theme song always gets me hyped up. Is it okay to get hyped up at your own theme song? I don't know. I'm doing it. What up, everybody? Thank you all for being here. You know what it is. It's the late night smoke. It's only it's like 8:30 here where I am. That's not quite that late, but I know, 10:30 out on the East Coast, that's getting pretty late. Mm-mm-mm. Yum yum yum. Yum yum yum. What are y'all smoking out there? Let me know. Drop what you're smoking in the comments. If you're smoking something better than me, I'm gonna be mad. I got a big thing. Man, I gotta get better internet. So I'm down here in Studio B down here. Ooh, some Fire OG resin. I can go for some of that. Some of that blueberry bang bang. I don't know. I mean, I could go for some of that blueberry bang bang. That's a sex position. Scotty's mother-in-law is smoking the J Maestro bud. Hell yeah. Shout out to Scott's mother-in-law. That lady, she is literally the face of modern cannabis. When I hear the stories about when Scotty first started dating Mrs. Real and his future to be mother-in-law was not all that thrilled with her daughter dating this cannabis, this marijuana man. And then he won her over with that Scotty Real charm and ended up becoming the mother-in-law. And then all these years later, she went from like busting balls about weed to now toking up the dank. She's smoking that J Maestro weed. That's so ridiculous. I love me some. I love that fatso. It's a GMO cross. I'm all about it. It's got that S1 Doom. Yikes! What we got here? Well, I'm about to take a one of the final dabs. I've been really milking this emergency about as long as I can. It's literally down to fumes, and yeah, so I got this homegrown emergency. Oh, it's so good. I wish I could let you guys. I wish there was smell-o-vision, taste-o-vision. I gotta say, respect to Cortez the Conqueror. This man, he wanted the bald Grambo emoji so bad that he joined the Gram board. Now, so all you guys, everybody here, you're all the Gram fam. You all's in the fam. Welcome to the Gram fam. I love you all. But if you want to join the cult, if you want to produce the show, if you want to make this thing grow, you can join the Gram board. So I have to give a shout out. Speaking of that, because Cortez was so awesome, he joined up, and I got a shout out to all the Gramborg. We're going to do this as long as the list is manageable. I'm going to read all of them. So shout out to Fontucky, California. Shout out to L420 DGC, Perry Gerhart's, Chunky Nugs, Mark Jr., Alabama Man, Jimmy Anderson, Bare Metal, Witches of Coos, shout out to Big Van Graham, Cannabis Vibe, the maker of the theme song. Annie's Gramboard, get the hell out of here. Jill Sorbello, what up, Jill? Crazy Days, Wisconsin, and the fifth member to join, Cortez, the MF Conquerors. Thank you guys. We're up to 15. So I figure a fair wage is about 20 members, 22 members. So once again, this isn't a pleasure time. I don't want anybody to ever join if you can't afford it. But if you got a few extra dollars and you want to produce this show, I spend my time working for Dude Grows. I'm over there with the Jug crew. I'm over helping out all the other fam. I'm talking with the Tropicana boys. I'm hanging out with all the crew. I'm always trying to do whatever I can. So then I don't have much time to work for the crew. So I always have time to do this stream. But if you guys want more proper Grambo Grows videos, then yeah, go ahead and join. If enough people join, then I have no choice. I'm going to hire someone. And Scotty Real, he taught me well. This man, he took very, 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 very good care of me when I was brand new. Now between him and High C, all the mentoring I get, I am the one who is legit blessed, my friend. Thank you, Scotty Real. You are the man. And thank you all to the Gramborg members. I bought Grambo.org. I own Grambo.net. Grambo.com costs like 10 grand. If someone wants to donate 10 grand to the Grambo.com fund, yeah, right. So I own Grambo.net. I misplaced it. I don't know, where's it hosted? Where's it anything? I don't know. I'm sure I could probably track it down, but I'm too busy for all that crap. What up, Vibe? And so I don't have Grambo.net at the period of time, and I have JoshGrambo.com. And I was like, yeah, let me get the Grambo.org. And then I kind of realized it kind of says Gramborg. Yo, Sea Bunny in the house. Shout out to the Sea Bunny. That's right. So yeah, no, thank you guys, all the Gramborg members. If you want to just go to the channel page right next to the subscribe button, it says join. You click join, you become a member. I'm gonna be doing all sorts of stuff. My guest tonight is a top finalist in the DGC Cup. Now we're gonna be talking about cannabis competitions today, and I have to get. I love that Scotty is here. I don't know if he's still in the chat or if he's out there cleaning, trimming, doing all his stuff over there, but Scotty, Brett, Banner, these guys, they throw easily the best cannabis competitions, hands down. They're the most organic, like as far as like done by the people. They're not just like a bit. If you've ever been to any of the other cups, they're usually just like businessy sort of crap, and they're not all that fun. And so last year's cup video is about to cross, if you can believe this, a cannabis video and a dude grows cannabis video, 600,000 views. Can you believe that? It was age restricted and it was put out to the pasture and it wasn't going to get seen. And then the age restriction just fell off one day. And, all of a sudden it wasn't age restricted. So it got pumped out. And so now, yeah, if you go check out the Dude Grows most viewed videos, 600, it's got 593,000 views. That's pretty sick. So then we put out the cup video this year and it got age restricted immediately before I even pressed like save on the upload. It was like your video has been age restricted. That's a tier 1 age restriction. That's usually the death. But you guys and everybody out there, they've been you guys have been sharing it. Sharing is caring out here. I always say if you enjoy cannabis content, roll this video up and pass it to a friend, man. So yeah, you guys are watching and sharing the video, and they can't stop you from sharing. They can age restrict it, but if you guys share it with friends on social media, it gets out there. So the cup video of Sierra, age restricted, they never go past like 3 or 4,000 when they're age restricted. 21,000 as of today, and it's still got a lot of juice. It's still going. So the people see the DGC Cup is one of the most respected cannabis events out there, and it's very very grassroots. Literally, it's in the grass. We stand in the grass and smoke grass. It's pretty awesome. Yes, thank you, C Bunny. And I say liking, that's I always say this is a kind of a vanity metric. We always appreciate you guys liking, but the real thing is sharing. They can't censor us if you guys share. If you share these videos on social media, it really really goes a long way. And I don't usually pitch the subscribe thing, but you guys have been so awesome. We are just came. I think I just looked. It's at 3,914. We're coming up on 4,000 subscribers. So if you guys haven't subscribed yet, click that subscribe button. I know it ships you out to the browse thing. I don't subscribe to most of the content creators that I do. They're optimizing for the browse feature. That's when you log into your home screen, you get that's what you browse. And so most of the time you don't need to subscribe. YouTube serves that you want to. But if you haven't subscribed, go ahead and hit that subscribe button because it really helps me out. It makes me feel good, helps me keep going. Speaking of Scotty Real, if Scotty's still here, I have to give a big, big life change, not just because of the Dude Grocer. That changed my life. Hanging out with him, High C, the whole crew, all of that's changed my life. Do you know Scotty Real used to do jujitsu? He's a little bit older than me. And when he was my age, he used to roll. He was big into jujitsu. Meeting those friends is what ended up introducing him to Mrs. Real. I was always just fascinated by the stories. Like my friend growing up, Derek Flagg, he's one of the best jujitsu players in America right now. He's just an amazing guy. And so I got like one of my best friends is like, this awesome jujitsu guy. I've always thought about it. It's a non-impact sort of martial art. And then Scott's just telling me stories about jujitsu and so I reached out to my friend and I was like, hey, man, where should I go? And he gave me a recommendation. You guys, I'm a single stripe white belt in jujitsu now. Thank you, Scotty, for the motivation. I'm single stripe. I haven't posted on Instagram. I'm only gonna tell you guys because you the GramFam. But yeah, I'm so proud to have started jujitsu. It was 90 minutes my first class, 30-minute orientation, and then an hour class. My fat sitting on my butt eating Uber Eats. I was dead, dude. I was so dead. But Jiu-jitsu is just, it's a cannabis friendly martial art. Anybody that's ever rolled always it's just, it's built. And I was having so much fun, other than the fact that I was just smoked. I was so tired. I wanted to die. I couldn't breathe. Oh man, edibles. Never have I been so happy for edibles after my first jujitsu class. So yeah, every Tuesday and Friday I'm going. So the next time you guys are going to hear about it, this isn't a braggadocious thing. The first next time you're here is when I get my second stripe. So coming up, stay tuned for that. Don't let me fail. Don't let me fail. Stay on me, GramFam. Get on my butt. Make sure that I get in shape. My goal, my mission statement is to become the sexiest 42-year-old in Denver, Colorado. And with your help, I can do it. So let's go. All right. So yeah, I guess tonight is taking tops. So here while I'm jibba jabbering, go ahead and type in here. This is the sort of thing that most, if I was like if I was working for Dude Grows or any of my other clients sort of work, I would definitely have already had this all pulled up. But because yada yada yakety schmackety, well, I might as well show my screen just so you guys can see what I'm doing while I'm yakety yakking. Let's see here. There we go. So yeah, we're gonna go over here. We're gonna check out. Let me send that link over to Tops. Got the link sent to Tops. Okay, so yeah, let's scroll down. Let's go find the cup video right here. 21,000 views. Thank you, DGC. It is amazing to see an age-restricted video get 21,000 views. You guys don't understand. That's impossible. The only way that is possible. Scotty nailed it. Grambo needs a Grambo. That is very eloquently put, my friend. So yeah, you guys, they couldn't shut us down because you guys share. Sharing is caring. That is the most important metric as far as cannabis content creators are concerned. And so yeah, 21,000 and growing. So I figured we'd take a second and together we'd watch. Let's find Tops. So if I haven't spoiled it yet, my guest tonight is taking Tops. He's a awesome grower. He's a awesome businessman out here. He's a guy who does not give a fuck. He's out there doing hood shit, gangster style. And speaking of all you Gramborg out there, we all need a Grambo. Well, thank you guys. I'll fucking. You think I've never turned a cat backwards? You think I've never taken my grow hat and turned it backwards? This is going out to one of you GramFam, all you, or the Gramborg out there. I'm gonna pick one of you guys that I'm gonna do a random number generation and get you guys a grow hat. I Can THC has one. Scotty Real has one. Gabe from Jug Dealers has one. All the cool kids got a grow hat. They're $20 over at GRAMBO.shop if you guys want to go get a grow hat. And Gramborg, one of you guys is going to win that hat. We're gonna do it random style. So we're gonna go over here. First of all, who the hell was this guy? Anybody see this guy? I see this guy at every single cannabis thing. The guy on the left there, he always wears a gold jacket. If anyone knows his name, let me know. Cause yeah. Oh yeah, Cortez, you got one? Wow, you guys see that picture, buddy? Send me a picture. Oh, Sea Bunny. I can get you one of those hats, Sea Bunny. You message me, DM me. I'll make sure you get a hat. That's I need you to have one, see, buddy. So yeah, whoever that guy is, I saw him. He was at the DGC Cup last year, the DGC Cup this year. I ran into him at the Secret Stash. I ran into him at the what was it? The skateboarding competition, the cannabis and the grinding, the ganja. They should have called it the ganja and grind. The grind and ganja. Although Denver Grinder probably has that. So what do you guys think? If you haven't seen it, let's watch Tops win second place. How about that? So that way you guys can get a sense of what we're going to talk about, because I want to talk about it's very fascinating. If you guys know about how the DGC Cup goes, it is about 500 people. We give all 500 people 5 tokens. You put a token into your favorite recharge bag. Scott with the branding, solid. And yeah, literally, there's no way to fudge it. You can feel the bags; they're heavier. You know who's going to win just by doing it. And so almost every single person that won was a Syngonic grower of some type. And then the guy who finished number one, Dusty, was a 11-year organic living soil guy. Kind of crazy. So what it proved to me is that there is no like way, there's no best way to grow the dang. If number one was organic living soil and then number two was just the saltiest salts that you can salt, I think he uses some, was it hydroponic nutrient solution? I can't remember exactly. So yeah, recharge is legit. I love it for that pH, man. I haven't pH forever. What up, Cody? I'm over pHing, man. So I'm spoiled. I give a little extra recharge. I don't give no Fs. So let me text Tops and let's watch this video. Let's check this out. Let's see Banner announce number two. We'll crank it up. And yeah, we'll just let this play and let's check out my guest tonight winning second place in the DGC Cup 2024. So let's check it out and then we'll bring him on. Let's go.
That the first trophy he ever got was for weed, though, right?
No. Can you guys got audio?
Second place. It is Monkey Spunk from Taking Tops.
Let me know when the chat is looking.
Hey, the glob
Yeah. Thank you guys.
Woo!
Yeah, I'm pretty shocked right now. I didn't expect this, but yeah, I keep my grows really simple. I use hydroponic research, nutrients, veg bloom.
That's the straight on the shirt.
I got, the Monkey Spunk strain. It's Gorilla Glue across the Lilac Diesel. It was the strain that right before I quit my dispensary job, I made sure that I hijacked a clone of that for my personal garden. And yeah, I'm really happy I did. My mom's here today, so it's really special for me. I want to thank Real Growers Recharge, and I also want to thank my dad. He's not here, he's in heaven, but he let me start growing weed when I was 15, and he embraced me, what I wanted to be, and I couldn't be happier with second place. So thank you.
All right, here's the moment you all been waiting for.
All right, if you guys want to know who won, I already told you it was Dusty, but if you guys want to check out that banner announcing number one, go check it out. So how cool is that? Our we have this international crew, people all roll in from all over America, if not all over the world, all these freaking growers. Hey, Fontucky, Scotty looks hot. He'd be happy to hear that. He always looks good, looks cute, looks hot. So yeah, no, it's good. It's cool. Like anybody could have won. There was 76 growers, and so when the good homies come like that, it's an amazing situation. So guys, he just popped in. Let's embarrass him by giving him all sorts of praise for taking the salty salts and turning it into gold. Ladies and gentlemen, Taking Tops. What up?
What's going on, Grambo? How we doing, everybody?
Hells yeah, brother. I'm doing good, man. Oh, look at that. How cool is that?
I saw you showing the video, and I keep it just like right there on my shelf, so I had to reminisce for a second.
Nice. All right, everybody, audio on Top's good. Let me know in chat. It's always tough. I got my bone conductors in. I'm never sure. So yeah, how you doing, buddy? Thanks for hanging out today.
Oh, dude, no problem, man. Thanks for having me on, bro. How you doing?
Oh, I'm doing good, man. So I was telling, so my membership thing is the GramBoard. I bought GRAMBO.org.
Okay.
And then I realized it's like, it kind of says GramBorg. And I was like, oh, it's like the Borg from Star Trek. It's like a bunch of people are one thing, I was like,
it's almost like, to me, it sounded like Cyborg, but Gramborg. So it's like you're half human, half Gramborg.
Just half human, half weed, man. Let's go. And so, yeah, one of the things that you can't YouTube is put all the hood stuff on there because it's going to get age restricted. But for all the member stuff, you can put all the hood stuff. So the first person I reached out to, the reason that he and I are hanging out today is because I texted him, hey, man, you want to get together one of these next weekends and smoke weed in public and go annoy people? And he's like, of course.
Fuck yeah.
Hell yeah.
I'm
So yeah,
always
no,
down.
it's
I'm always down for the shenanigans, dude.
yes, Tops famously, you were out, what were you doing with the student glass? You were like you were out in a truck. What were you doing there?
Dude, that wasn't even me, bro. That video just looks like me. That's like my twin.
Oh, you're kidding me.
Yeah, that's my doppelganger, dude. People were
Oh
all
no. Oh
tagging me in it. And that was my doppelganger, fucking with the student in the Cybertruck.
oh my God. That's hilarious. I fell for it. Fake news.
Yeah, dude. Oh my god, that's great. You thought that was really me.
I don't pay attention very hard, but I will admit, yes, I obviously I just where did I see that? I think Adam Dunn showed it to me, and he's like, yeah, look at Tops,
Or
and
like
so I just
Dave was tagging everybody in it because Dave really thought that was my twin.
that's so freaking funny.
I did the 10K with Cannabis Connoisseur though. We did the Builder whatever it was. I don't remember. Is it Boulder? Fucking did a 6 mile like kind of jog walk through Boulder and took a bunch of dab content and just basically were being ridiculous.
That's awesome. Well, then, so you, my next questions are out the door then. So, I fake news. I fell for it. God damn it. That just goes to show you can really just like put anything out there. You know how many times me and Scotty and Brett and we fall for so much stuff, and then in the comments like, dude, that's so fake.
Yeah, dude. I mean, it got you, so it was pretty convincing. You know what I mean?
Now, I'm gonna blame Adam Dunn. I'm almost certain because you were there at his 24-hour stream, and I'm pretty sure it was that night. I came in for the 24-hour stream, and then you took off, and I think he was like, "Yeah, did you see that clip of Tops?" I just fell for it. If you can't trust Adam Dunn, who can you trust?
Yeah, right. How's your week been, man? Oh, what do you got there? Is that your Dr. Dabber?
Yeah, I'm loving it. Although I'm trying to chill out. I was talking with Kenny, and he was just like, nice guy Kenny, and he's just like, dude, I feel so stupid since I switched over to dabs from flower to dabs. Like he's like, I feel forgetful. I can't like remember things. And so he got in my head, and I was like, maybe I should try to get back to flower. Now, between you and Kyle, I got so much good dab. This is my dab. This is the end. That's the last of my emergency. I slid it down and just I take like one dab each Sunday stream, and I put it away and I smoke the rest.
Savor it.
Yeah, exactly. What are you smoking on? Oh, of course, that's the lemon. It's the lemon something number 4. Sticky lemons number 4.
Sticky lemons number 2 is this one.
Damn. Oh.
So we have the 1, the 2, and the 3.
I saw our man Cannabis Vibe right here. He's in an undisclosed location. I saw he posted on Instagram. He had some taking Tops bud.
Oh, fuck yeah,
you got good. You got good marketing, man. You're what is it? You're an MSO.
I mean, no, but at this point, I do think we are in. I think we're in at least 48 of the 50 states.
That's an MSO, baby. You're a multi-state operator.
We're making our rounds. You know what I mean? But the people recognize real quality. The people recognize real passion. The people recognize real hard work. So in the beginning, you know, I was really trying to like get out there and get to more people, but like, bro, the product has just done the work for me. I don't have to. I just have to carry it. You know what I mean? But like the product speaks for itself and puts itself into the people. You know.
I've been turbo blessed. Scotty said he's smoking on some of that peach maraschino currently. That's the good stuff.
Fuck yeah, dude.
Yeah, Tops came up to the bakery, and we just dabbed all freaking night, and we're going crazy on that. Then I go hang out. I don't I'm not over at the 5'8" Jug Dealers crew like all the time. I'm there quite randomly, in fact. And then I'm there, and who walks in? Tops. What are you doing here? I got another box.
I'm so happy that I was able to get the new Millennium nutrients too. I reached out to HLG this week and got on my phone call because I need 5 more of those. What are they? The Scorpion X Diablos, the far reds.
Okay.
So that was the light that I picked for coming in second place, and I need to get 5 more of them to build out my grow.
So yeah, I forgot you got a light for that, not just a trophy. The dude took care of the winners.
And a pulse. I got a pulse. I got a pulse 1 from Pulse, and then I got a light from HLG, and I got a bunch of seeds from the crew. So I mean, again, thank you to the DGC for continuing to throw on the best weed party in Colorado, because every year we come out and it's just gotten like bigger and bigger. From what I've seen, it's gotten more and more traction, I feel like, every year, and the bar continues to get raised, and I'm just happy to be completely immersed in this culture, in this community as it is. I feel really blessed.
Jay Maestro, I would say Jay Maestro says he needs a playground hookup. What do you need, buddy? You tell me what you need,
Yeah, we
and I
know a
will make
couple
sure you get
guys.
whatever you need. Yeah. So we'll get to the cup. I wanted to talk about your journey through all of that in the cup. But one of the things we were going to hit on is I teased that you were using that salty salt, and that's how you got to the top. And you've made a decision. Your partner over at Tropicana has gotten in your ear, and yeah, you're switching over to New Millennium, huh?
I'm always willing to make a step. And New Millennium has been like kind of a leader in this industry, in the sense of like they're not just following the path that everyone else is doing. They kind of went down their own little route and really were exploring some way to make a nutrient that isn't just a salt base, but yet appeals to the salt growers. Because for me, um, one of the main things is this setup replicable? Like, can I take this and can I do it over and over and over again? And if the answer is no for me, and if the answer is no, then I'm probably not going to go down that route. But I see that New Millennium is kind of bridging the gap there, in the sense of the terps and some of the essence and the nuances of the weed, and also the ease of the salts, because that for me is like the biggest thing, is just this many grams in a reservoir, keep it aerated, make sure your pH is on. And that for me as a grower allows me to focus more time on topping, training, defoliating, up potting, getting the trellis on my plants, getting the bloom boosters in at the right time. And like, I'm able to spend all that extra time making sure all those other things are done, because I can make my nutrients and walk away. If I had to constantly worry about like what's going in, I have to add this, I have to keep and constantly chasing my tail. That's all the time that I'm not dealing with customers, dealing with the actual plant work that needs to get done. So you start to fall behind on all these different aspects of the grow, because you're having to overanalyze just your feed. Like, the feed should be the easy part.
Yeah, I'll throw a just because I have insight. Scotty mentioned that my audio's feeding back. I think it's a connection issue. We had a bizarre meeting with Shane from Migro. We're going to talk to him on Wednesday, and we're having weird connections. We just cannot connect to the guy, and so that was through StreamYard, and now it's happening again. Weird. I don't know what's going on. So
is he saying that like he's getting like echo from you, or what?
Yeah, I also hear it. I was worried that it was just me. Let me unplug my mic and see what happens. So yeah, so you guys is Grambo AI. I think I'm a traffic control 6'9". Did I say Migro again?
Traffic
I'm
control
incapable of
6'9".
saying Migro.
Oh man.
All right, I'm gonna unplug my mic. So yeah, usually we do shout outs at the end, but where can they find you, Tops? Like shout out Turpicana, shout out Taking Tops, shout out Globfather, let them know.
Yeah. If you guys are looking to look me up on Instagram, you can find me on taken.tops.official. So it's TAKIN.tops.official. You can also find me at globfather.official. So Taken Tops page is going to be like the umbrella page for the brands. Globfather will be the hash rosin page. Then you can also find us over at Turpicana Extracts on Instagram. And that's where you'll find our BHO live resin and edibles page.
Hells yeah. All right, I don't know. I'm
Putting
not
in the
hearing it
work.
now.
I mean,
Maybe it's still there. Maybe it's better. I don't know.
you sound fine on my end, but you've always sounded beautiful. You always sound just beautiful.
All right. Well, when Scotty, we had a new rule at the bakery. It's like when one of us says there's a problem, take it seriously. We're
We
doing
have
this
to
test
investigate.
audio thing,
Have to
and then
investigate.
Brett's like, Scott sounds really bad. I was like, nope, he sounds good to me. And he goes, he sounds really bad. And I go, no, it's great. And then I almost ruined a whole recording session because I didn't believe Brett. So now when one of us says it, take it seriously. So yeah, what I was gonna say is because I have some inside knowledge. Any of you guys that want to win some free New Millennium nutrients, they're gonna go by order. If you go over to jugdealers.net and you scroll all the way to the bottom and it says join our mailing list, they're gonna be doing they're gonna give away quarts of Winterfrost, Ruby Fulvic, and the Carbonaria to people on the mailing list. And so you want to get in there early before they're going to put out that announcement either this Tuesday or next. You guys either have like a week or a week and a half to beat all the other people. So GramFam, get in there early. Don't tell them I told you. This is inside baseball. This is insider trading. I'm giving you information no one else has. So head over
And
to jugdealers.net and get signed up.
even if you're not running any of the other New Millennium stuff, you could still get that Carbonara. You could still get that Winter Frost into your regiment. So there's no reason
Yep.
for you guys to not want to play.
Yeah. Yeah. I think the connection. So I go, who we got here? We said RC. Yeah, the audio sucks. I don't know. I definitely it's StreamYard. Everything's nominal on my end. So yeah, we're gonna have to think about the maybe a StreamYard alternative. Maybe they're slacking. Yeah, crappy. Oh well. But the show must go on. I can clean it up and post. You guys are gonna have to just deal with it. Yeah, I'm sorry.
Sorry,
I will
guys.
try to figure it out though.
Yeah, we
I
can
think it
always
could be my.
off of
Let
StreamYard
me.
next time.
Yeah, let me kill my other Windows, see if because it's definitely related to the either the Wi-Fi or the signal. Grambo, you can switch frequencies on the mic. No, I can't. Is it any better? Tops? Nah, still bad.
It's never sounded bad on here on my end. To me, it doesn't sound bad.
Weird. Oh well. All right. Well, we got the information out there. Go over to jugdealers.net, get signed up, you guys. So you won second place at the DGC Cup. I'm interested in this. You had a very interesting story about how you achieved, like right off the, so everything from the genetics to how you grew it to the processing in the back end is all very interesting. So let's start at the very beginning. You were a bud tender, right?
I was actually a grower. I was running a commercial grow, and it was it was like 100,000, or I think it was like closer to 70,000 square feet. Um, but it had two buildings, so they had like a separate grow, and I was the only person that worked in that building. It was 130 lights, and I would have a trim crew that came every 2 weeks to do the harvest. But other than that, it was just a building, and I worked in there by myself. So I ran that for a couple years and a lot of experience and started to figure out like what I was good at and what my my weaknesses were. Um, and then they had shut down that building and brought me back to the main building. And at that point, I was not happy with the commercial scene, and I knew that I was going to be making my exit. Um, but I learned how to run, a massive facility there, and not get stressed out. I learned how to run multiple strains in one room. I learned how to keep genetics organized. I learned how to not do things. So I mean, the experience was amazing, was incredible for me, and like my development and my growth as a grower. But ultimately not what I wanted to do forever.
Yeah, no, I can imagine. I hated the commercial industry. Really, I always tell people commercial cannabis is actually to chase my dream, comedy and video production. I was like, dude, if I hate cannabis industry, there's no industry. I'm not gonna go work for paper mills and enjoy it. If I hate cannabis, I'm gonna hate everything.
Yeah, so I mean, and that's where I got the strain that I, came in second place with. They had that monkey spunk there floating around in the dispensary, and I knew that I was going to take it with me when I left, so it was just a matter of just doing it. But I mean, I was really happy that I did, because I knew from like the first harvest of that plant in the dispensary, I knew like, oh god, like nothing here is really getting grown like to a level of justice that these strains deserve. So I knew, like, let me get this out of this commercial building and get this into a smaller grow with some real love, some real TLC, and we can see what the genetics of this strain really want to show, And I think that the representation of the strain that I wanted people to see the most, I think I was able to bring that to the cup, and I think that's what I was able to get to the people. And I think that they were reciprocating on kind of what I saw in that plant, because everybody really seemed to take a liking to it.
Yeah, you did more for see, you got a request to follow Tops, but yeah, it's taken
Okay.
with no G. Taken Tops dot official. So check it
Here we
out.
go. Here, hold on. I'll get your request handled.
Well, I follow you on my other one, so at least I got you on that one. So yeah, it might be on your end, buddy. Do you want to log off real quick and then pop right back in?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Thanks, man. I will keep it vamping over here. So yeah, no, the monkey spunk. What an interesting name. I want to find out. I remember I asked him what was in it. Obviously, that's the first question. Like whenever I go to a dispensary, it's always funny. Anytime I'm in a dispensary, I always kind of like will listen out over like what other people say. And the conversation is always like, oh, is it indica? Is it sativa? What's the THC? Oh, it's yada yada yada. I literally go, what are the parents? What are the parents? And they never know what the parents are. The one question I want to know, like, what are the parents? Like, oh, we got this yada yada yakety schmackety. And I go, oh, that sounds interesting. What are the parents? They never know, man. Why would you tell? Like, that's all I want to know. Because you tell me it's like, well, this is called G Gordon Liddy, and I go, well, what is that? And he goes, oh, it's GMO cookies times yada yada. Yo, shout out to Crazy Days. What are you asking? Anytime the gram board, how often you sterilize your tent? Me, I mean, in between every single harvest, I like to actually go in there. I let it dry out thoroughly, and then I go in there with bleach and everything and try to go in there. Yeah, Cannabis Fi, thanks, man. The audio is 100% better. Yeah, I figured it was probably on his end. I have overly expensive mic. So if it was this, I was gonna bash my own head in because I tried. JR Token talked me into this mic. He's like, "I'll get it, Grambo." And the first time I used it, it didn't work, and I was so upset. And then actually, now it's an awesome freaking awesome mic. Tops is back. What's up, buddy? Let's see if it's any better.
Did we make it? Are we in the ether?
Let's see. I don't know. Let's see. Seems better on at least there. Nah, never mind. It's still there. So yeah, it's probably just the cell phone thing. What are you gonna do? It's gonna be one of those things. So the question I had while you were gone is monkey spunk. What are the parents on that?
So that is lilac diesel across to GG4.
Monkey spunk. So what? It's just funny. The names. It's like who sat there with G. Okay, I get the monkey. Why would the lilac be the spunk?
I don't know, man. I think it's just because it's all triked out. You know what I mean? Like,
The
it look,
spunk.
yeah, it's all like white and glistening. I don't know.
And then you showed up to the cup with your own strain. Was that strain, was the nug, was the cola on that shirt your actual cola that you had grown too?
Yeah, that photo on the shirt was the actual submission plant. Yeah, I took that picture like the day of harvest, and then
That's
used
so
that
cool.
picture for the shirt.
Nice.
I needed it. I needed it to be authentic, and it wouldn't have, because I even sent it out to my designer, and he was like, oh well, the picture isn't in CMYK, and like he sent me like a version that he had made up with a picture he pulled offline, and I was like, absolutely the fuck not. Like you either use my picture or like we're not doing this.
See, that's the kind of discipline that it takes, man. That's how you grow the great nugs, is that you have that sort of discipline of like, not only am I going to put like the wrong inputs in, I'm not even going to put the wrong nug on a shirt.
Oh, no, absolutely not, dude.
And then so you don't get confused, Tops. I'm gonna try, like, while I'm talking, I'll mute you on and off to see if that cuts out any of the chatter stuff. So if you spot that, that's just me trying to be smooth.
Okay, no, for sure. I saw it and I was like, what the fuck is happening? But okay, I understand now.
All right, so you got the cut of monkey spunk from the place that you worked at. It may or may not be allowed, we'll say. So we'll just keep stacking forward on that one. You just switched to New Millennium, jugdealers.shop if you want to buy some. But you were using what kind of nutrients before?
So I was using hydroponic research. I'm actually still using it down in my veg room, but also, another story that might not be so like above board. So like during COVID, like supply chains and like everything was getting really fucked up. And I really didn't think that the cannabis industry was going to be any different to like those vulnerabilities. So what I did was I had 150 pounds of our base nutrients, just like stocked away, and not the owner of the company didn't know about it. Like I was the only person that knew that those nutrients were stored there. And I just kept letting them buy them like I didn't have them, because if worse came to worse and they told me that like newts were going to be a couple months out, like my garden was still going to go. It was still going to go and thrive and do what it did. Now luckily we never really had a supply shortage, and I never had to dig into those nutrients that I had put aside. um, and I had told you that they closed down that grow. And I wasn't really on like the best terms with the guys that were running it. So like at that point, I was looking to like, I had a going at it with the owner, and he said some things to me about, oh, you're not going to get the best of me. So like me being the guy I am is like, well, I mean, who the fuck are you? I'm going to do whatever the fuck I want. So he closed down that building. And my retaliation was, your 150 pounds of salts are now my 150 pounds of salts. So, I mean, and I was running a massive grow. So, I mean, I've been running off that base salts for probably like 3 years now, but like that guy can suck my dick. You know what I mean? So like, I got free nutrients for years off those guys. So, still running.
Just another lesson that I learned from Scotty Real. He runs that bamboo farm down there, and he just takes very good care of them. Why? Because they probably will steal if I don't. So you got to take care of people. If you're going to use and abuse these people growing these fucking plants for you, you better take good care of them and not shit on them.
Yeah, I mean that's the problem. If you don't pay your people, they're happy to stab you in the back. They'll do it with a smile. You know what I mean? But you take care of your people, you do the right thing, you make loyal people. You know what I mean? But if not, I mean you pick your poison. So whatever. He treated me kind of shitty, and I did. I got the best of him. So yeah, fuck those guys.
Nice. So how does the process go? I've never been like, when I was like at my most serious growing, I wanted the highest quality, the most production. I was that guy. And so the idea of like a competition, that was beyond the pale. I would never even think of it. And then once I got out of that market, I really just kind of grow for me. Although this emergency, I think I could have probably taken some dab competitions. What's it look like? How much do you put into like thinking like, how do you choose a strain for a competition? Like, let's start there. How did you choose that the monk? Did you know the spunk? Is that just the one? Because if I know you, you've got like, I've been to your house. I've been in that room you're sitting in right now, dude. You have bags and bags and bags and bags of just, oh, this is it's a QP of this. It's a half ounce. You know, it's like you've got dozens of strains on you. How do you even select what did you know was the spunk, or how did that play out?
I knew that the spunk, like you can ask Heart and Soil, he'll probably vouch for it better than I called that monkey spunk being a cup winner years ago. Like I said that this strain needs to get done proper and it needs to get put out in front of an audience because it's different. There's a lot of strains out there that are all super similar, like down to the flavor, down to the aroma. You know what there's a lot of things like in this industry right now that are kind of vibing on the same energy and the same wavelength. I wanted to come out of left field with something just different. And I think that that's a good approach for like anybody in where like, cause the point of the competition is to stand out amongst all the other ones. So if everyone else is running like gelato crosses and, ice cream cakes, and I'm not saying that that's the way it was, but I'm saying that a lot of what people are growing right now is kind of bottlenecked into one thing. I wanted to come out from just a completely different angle. And I think if you're trying to turn some heads and you're trying to get some votes, then like that's the kind of way to do it. Just bring something unique to the table that there's not already a bunch of.
I think you're 100% right. Because now that I think about it, I don't think I had tried any of the top three. Number one was the Black Maple number 22. I hadn't tried that at the time. I hadn't tried the Monkey Spunk, although I knew of it. I probably knew of it through you or someone adjacent to you in that world, but I knew of it. And then number three was Perfect Dark, and that was my. I didn't vote. I don't vote. I just don't grab tokens. I don't go that route just to keep everything above board or whatever. But if I would have voted, I think it was number 4 was the jar that turned out to be the Perfect Dark. And so I hadn't tried any of the three. So I think you're on the right track. If you, it's probably not just about what the dankest thing is, it's about what's dank and special, right?
Well, because too, like a lot of that competition, I feel like is word of mouth. So like somebody that is respected in the community is gonna smoke a jar and they're gonna like it, and then they're gonna tell other people that, hey, you need to go try whatever number that was. Like, oh, I went over and I tried number yada yada. Like you guys all need to go try. You know what I mean? So I think that once, like, if somebody has a good experience with your jar, and that person either has a crowd of people with them or people are willing to listen to whoever that person is, they're like, all right, cool, I got to go try this jar over here because that's like what they said. And like that's how I like the Cherry Paloma when that had won. Like everyone had told me I needed to go try jar yada yada. And then after I went and tried it, I voted for it because it was night and day better in my opinion than most of what the other smoke was. So that's where my votes went. And I was super honest about it. So if you can come out the gate strong and get people to talk about your jar, then you probably have a pretty good chance. Because like some of the other jars, they might not get talked about. And if they don't get talked about, then maybe not as people went over and tried it. And then if not as many people tried it, it's not going to get as many votes.
Exactly. That's good intel. So if anyone's out there thinking about doing a cannabis competition, hey, later, Jimmy. Jimmy for vice president. See you later, buddy. If you're also thinking about doing a cannabis competition or doing the DGC Cup, which is June, I think June 7th, whatever the first Saturday in 2025 is. So if you guys want to do the DGC Cup, take Top's advice, man. Don't just bring your dank, bring your original dank. So the monkey spunk was from a cut. So that answers my next question about if you would have done a pheno hunt or any sort of thing, or if you would do any sort of pheno sort of thing. So that answers that question. There was no hunt. How do you choose, like, what's it look like? Do you just take like a bunch of cuts and see which plant looks the best? How do you decide what plant to submit to the cup after that?
So, I mean, like, really, the way that I roll is like, man, I don't like to waste time. There's guys out there that have been doing this really well for a long time, and like they pick really, really good cuts that run terps, cuts that run numbers, cuts that are maybe not as hard to trim for a grower. Like, so I seek out cuts that are more desirable amongst the growers, and then I just take them in. I'm not really somebody that does pheno hunts myself. I'm not even really like a popping beans kind of guy. I've got like hundreds of packs of beans right now. But the whole thing is like, there's so many guys that are putting in great work that me as a grower, I can just kind of reap the benefits of what they're doing and just grow dank flower. I don't really have to like go find cuts. I find cuts that the community is already really wants and really is desiring, and I take them into my stable and I either pass them on to Heart and Soil for breeding projects, or I get them down into the Tropicana grow for production, or I get them at, keep them at my house for small production. So really, it's just about running like what the community wants, but there's also some stuff that like I want the community to have. And that's going to be in my garden too. Like, it doesn't matter if the community wants it or not. I want the community to have it. So it stays in my garden.
We have a saying up at the bakery, and I feel like it applies here. Tops, we must check our weed privilege. you and I exist in a place where you're like, I get the elite cups, just hand it to me. It's like, well, hey, chat, before you start typing, we both understand how lucky we are and appreciate how lucky you are. And I will say, for Tops, you live this lifestyle, dude. Like, I live this lifestyle, but there's levels to this game, and you are in it, man. So respects to you out there, buddy.
We just try. I mean, dude, I've been doing this since I was 15. So like, I tell people like, this is really all I've ever known, like since I like just after puberty. So I mean, I don't really know how to like do much else except for network and get out there and like do the good fight. But like, growing good weed and smoking good weed and getting good weed to the people is super important to me. And I think that now more than ever, I think that quality has become even like harder to access than like, there's so much like flooding the market from every direction, but like it's just as hard now to find like a fire ass bag of dank than it was like 15 years ago. There's a lot of subpar out there. So like, we as the people that are people are trusting us to do the right thing. Like, we need to be the gatekeepers and supply the people with the fire and the right kind of medicine and not the low quality medicine.
So you put in the cuts, you get the plant. Like, did you have a bunch of plants that you were going to pick from, or were you like all in on one?
For the monkey spunk being the cut, like for the cup, all in. Like, I knew, like,
so
I
on
said,
one plant, you had one plant that you were just like, this is the girl.
Oh no. I had three plants of monkey spunk, and then there was 2 plants of something else in there too, and that locals only. So I had monkey spunk, which is the lilac and the gorilla glue, and then I also had a locals only cut, which I also sourced from the New Millennium crew, like maybe 2.5 years ago. And the Wi-Fi or the locals only, I'm sorry, is a Wi-Fi chem crossed a chem dog. So super chemi, super OG, real gas terp. So I mean, the locals only is really good for me. But like I said, it still wasn't that like coming out of left field that I wanted, that I knew the monkey spunk was going to bring me. Like, when people cracked that open, I wanted them to be like, I haven't smelled a bag of weed like this in over 25 years. And that's what I wanted to bring.
So how do you, at that point, so you got your 3 monkey spunks, how do you decide to harvest? Are you do you go by the calendar? Do you go by trikes? Do you go by feel? How do you harvest?
I go by just too long. Like, if the plants or if the breeder says 8 weeks, I'm running it 10 weeks. I'm always, I like things to be a little bit further. I like my trichomes to be a little bit darker, a little bit more amber. I like that more cerebral kind of head high that I get from letting my plants go those extra couple weeks. I also think that a lot of growers are potentially missing out on some flavor that they're not able to capture because they didn't go that extra time. And then I'm almost certain that you're missing out on some yield. I always get some additional chunk. Like if I let my plants go, and especially when I switch them over from even a low ppm feed, like if they're getting like a 400 or 500 ppm feed, and I get that down even lower, like to no, just flushing, then my plants always put on like an additional bulk when they start getting just water. So I don't know. There's like a madness to the science for me. Like I always like to go longer than shorter. I've never found that you're going to get a reward for cutting it down sooner than you are like for letting it go longer. And I'm just never in a rush.
There's a saying I believe High C was the lad. I'd heard it in business, and High C said this to me last week. He said, "Grambo, make sure when you're out there you replicate before you innovate." And so once you've been growing years and years and years and years, and you know what you're doing, do things differently. Take plants too long, take them too short. Try hydroponic nutrients, then try new millennium nutrients, try a bunch of different stuff. That's the great thing about legalization. Me and Scott talk about that all the time. It's great not being a production grower. See, you're still in the business of cannabis. We've graduated to the tangential ancillary sort of stuff, but you still have your hands in the plant, man. It is important for people. Like you actually, I can sit here and wax poetic, like, oh yeah, go F things up. You actually still have things to lose. So the fact that you're trying stuff, that's amazing. So was this Monkey Spunk? Was it an 8 week that you took 10? What was the story there?
So yeah, I mean, most times people are taking the strains like 8 weeks. I mean, especially in the dispensary, like it was like on the day of the 8th week, everything was chopped. They didn't care if it was a 12-week strain. Like, you got to chop, you got to reset, you got to meet deadlines, you got to, investors are waiting on numbers. But like when you are, in your own little setup, even me on the business side of it still, I'll tell people that you got to wait another couple weeks. Like I have flour that you can get right now, and but I'm not about to chop these down because you want me to have them a little bit early. Like I'm the one that has to make that call. But I mean, like ultimately, and my thought behind especially going to the cup was like, I'm trying to ring people's bells, man. Like I want them to smoke my weed and be like, holy fuck. And that was another thing. Like, not only did I want it to be like out of left field as far as the terps and the flavor and everything else, I wanted them to smoke it, and I wanted their bells to just be ringing. So that's another thing that I think, like, by running the plants a couple extra weeks, you are strengthening, like, you're making it more likely for that bell ringing effect to occur than as if like you were to just run it like in 8 weeks. I really think that those darker amber trikes really attribute to that cerebral head high that I'm looking for.
And then remind me, what was the name of the nutrients that you used? It was hydroponic research nutrients?
Hydroponic research, super basic nutrient. The Veg Bloom line is the formulation I use. It's literally just Veg Bloom is like the main part you use all the way through. You use Stacks. Stacks is their CalMag product, so you only use that once a week. Just add in 1 gram per gallon once a week, and then you start to use Shine on week 3 of Bloom at 1 gallon per gram, and then week 6 and week 7 you up it to 2 grams per week. So I mean, like, as far as like, oh, it's just a quick 1, 2, 3, like super basic nutrient line, so fucking easy to run. If you don't have very much time to spend on making your reservoirs, like that was the route that I went, and it was just super cheap. Most people that are running that brand are running it on a commercial scale. So it was very affordable for a home grower to get.
All right. So then you have grown you've grown your plants, you got your hydroponic research nutrients, you've taken it too long is when you decide to harvest. And now let's talk. So this is the thing I would never shut up about. Before I had hooked up with any of the dude grows thing, I was just working in dispensaries, I'm chatting with growers and everything. The one thing I would preach, dude, do not run a 20-mile journey and shit your pants at the 19th mile. I always say drying and curing is the 19th mile of a 20-mile race, man. It's the most important thing as far as I'm concerned. Like if you know what you're doing. If you don't know what you're doing, you're going to be lost. But if you know what you're doing, me and my friends, we would take cuts off of the same plants. I'd go to his house and I'd take cuts off of his mother plant. We put them in the same rock wool cubes. We both use psychonutrients. Our weed would get to wherever the final destination. My weed was just in demand. And it drove him nuts. He's like, dude, why is that? And I go, because you dry in like 4 days and I dry in like 10. That's it. That was literally it. That's the difference between great weed and just average. How is your drying and curing process? Are you a snap? Are you a wait for a snap sort of guy? Because people, the whole cracker dry snap thing, I kind of poo-pooed that for probably half a decade. And then once I started like waiting for the snap, I should say I dry trim or I wet trim and off of like whole branches. I'll take like a 4 rack of like branches and I have my own little method where I twist them and everything and I get in there. And so I usually, I wasn't very confident admitting that I wet trim, but then Jaron said on Jug Dealers, he admitted to the world that he wet trims. And I was like, I came out of the closet. I was like, oh, I wet trim too. Oh God. So how do you, let's go with that. How do you trim and then how do you dry and cure?
Pretty simple, man. So like they're all like in their trellis and they're all fucking crazy. So I got to cut all the trellis out to not have, like scavengered buds all over the bottom of the tent or the grow room. And then I just chop whole plants, like just take a sawzall and like cut the main stem and then hang it upside down in a grow tent, 60% humidity, 60 degrees for 14 days. Like I won't touch it. Like once it goes in the grow tent and like because it's a 4x4 grow tent that I dry in, I'm gonna be switching up the way I do things here in the next couple months. But the way I did that plant was like, or those plants was just a tent. So it was like once the humidifier is full, the dehumidifier is set to run, and it drains outside the grow tent into an external, into a drain. So like I didn't really have anything to worry about. I just had to fill the dehumidifier one time. Like I filled it before the grow or before the harvest. I harvested it, let the plants go in there, and like the first couple days, the humidifier is barely even running because the dehu is just constantly like trying to get your plants down. But then at like week or day 7, day 8, your humidifier starts to really crank on to keep it at 60. But I don't really wait for that snap. I think if you get the snap, sometimes depending on the structure of your herb, it may be a little too far gone by that point. I've seen that happen to people where they waited for the snap and that they weren't able to bring it back. So for me, like, dude, 14 days is a long time. I tell people 14 days and they're kind of like, but it's, yeah, I mean, yeah, if you have the parameters set super tight, you can go 14 days. And then I just know that like at 14 days, they're ready to come down. And then I get them right into grove bags. I buck them down off the stem into like the HDX yellow lid black containers from Home Depot, the 7-gallon ones. They're small, but they're perfect for like a couple plants. I'll buck down into that and then let it sit for usually 2 or 3 days in the bin and kind of like homogenize itself. Like the consistency of the dry will kind of be uniform through all the weed from sitting in the same bin for a few days. And then at that point, I can open up the bin and I really start to get into the trim. And I try to have the trim done within a couple days to, 10 to 12 days, depending on how much I have going on. But you get the weed back into those grove bags and it really provides you with like some space, like a buffer, I should say. if your weed is like a little bit too dry and you get it into that Grove bag and you maybe get it in there with even like a Bovita pack if you have to, get your weed right back up to where it has to be, and then you're good to go. But like my monkey spunk is still in a Grove bag from like 4 months ago, and it's perfect.
Nice. Hell yeah. No, that's how to store, man. The technology that's been invented is people always have all like their bro sciencey sort of things. I was always I liked the screw tops of the 5 gallon buckets. You know, you'd pound in the lip and then you have a nice screw top. And so yeah, I've been doing the 5 gallon buckets like OG, having it the homogeny of the whole thing. So I can't remember. I saw in the chat somewhere there's like that sick of burping jars. Like, oh man, I don't blame you if you got pounds and pounds of. I remember my first like big harvest when I got my like big grow room, and I always grew in like the big like ball jars is what I would dry and cure in, and I was like, oh, I'll just get a few of them. I had like 2 dozen of these things. I was like, I gotta get some fucking 5 gallon buckets.
And then all it takes is for you to forget. Like, dude, you crack the jars and like you take a dab and then like you forget and like you walk out and you go, dude, like you'll have fucking 4 months of work is just ruined. Like I've done it. I've come back into my smoke room in the morning and been like, oh my God, I didn't close the fucking jars. I didn't close the fucking jars. And like, yeah, dude, you'll lose. I mean, in Colorado especially, like if you leave weed out overnight in Colorado, it's fucking done.
You jogged my memory. I left eighth of an ounce of rosin. I just wanted to put it into the sun for like 5 minutes to get it melty a little bit, and then like 7, 8 hours later, I'm like, "Where's my dabs at, man?" It's like, "Oh my god, I left the best dabs on earth in the sun." Oh, I hated myself for 2 days.
Yeah, just a puddle of dab soup in a jar.
Yeah. Yeah, I felt pretty stupid. So, monkey spunk, it's been trimmed up now. It's coming out of the Grove bags. What's the process look like now? We're close to cup now. How T minus how much until cup time?
Oh, dude. Maybe like 4 weeks before the cup, it was in the Grove bag. Like maybe 6 weeks tops. But I heat sealed. Once it was in the Grove bags, I labeled it and I heat sealed it, and I did not touch, open, look at, breathe on, fucking nothing. Like I just let it be. And then a week before the cup, I cracked it open and I poured out all the weed into a tray, and then I like cherry picked like the best buds for the ounce jar to turn in.
Nice. Hell yeah. And then so Tops is in Denver, Colorado, so he's local enough compared to everyone else. Me and you live in Denver. We're local. When people are like, "Oh, I just drove 17 hours to get here." It's like, "Oh, I got to stop bitching about my drive up here." So yeah, how's that I don't even know. I'm so oblivious to like how the thing goes. So do you show up at the cup and what, you turn it into banner when you get there? Like you have an ounce in a ball jar? Is that how you, or did you go Grove bag all the way to the yada?
So yeah, like I said, like the week before the cup, I poured it all out, put it into a ball jar, and then like wrapped it up in some bubble wrap and threw it in my backpack. And then we're supposed to turn it in the night of the VIP party, but I didn't make it up there in time. Like I was trying to get inventory and everything loaded into the car and like get up to Fort Collins. So by the time I made it up, I didn't turn in my entry till the day of the competition.
I see what you're doing. You're cheating, trying to. So hold on.
Get
I have
that
to.
last minute.
I have to class. Did mailman? Where is 28 hours away? Did you drive from Hawaii? Where did you drive from? Is there a place?
28 hours, 28 hours. That's got to be like the Northeast, right? Because I mean, New Jersey was a 23-hour drive for me when I moved here.
Is that right? Okay. So yeah, I've never I guess the farthest I've been is Pittsburgh. So I've never driven farther than that. So and that was over the course of a month of doing comedy. So I have no clue. So yeah, where are you at, mailman? Let us know. Upstate New York. So well, goddamn, shout out, man. Next time, man, tell me these things, man. If I would have known, I'm gonna take you out for steak next time, mailman. That's sick that you came all the way out there.
28 hours. That's commitment.
That is commitment, dude. I'm divorced. I don't even commit to marriage. Get the fuck out. Holy crap. So you put it in day of. We were very particular this year. There was a bit of shenaniganry last year that we were worried about some people politicking or some other stuff. So were you able to identify your jar, or were you clueless till the end?
Dude, wait, so I told you, like, I came out of left field on purpose, man. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you bring something that's just completely, like, it's crazy like that. Like, I didn't find my jar, but my partner's girlfriend actually was smoking. Like, she wasn't really running the table. I never really even got to, like, come out from behind the table. But she had come back to the table at, like, probably halfway or 3/4 of the way through, and she said it's either she told me three numbers. So she was like, I don't know what it was, but it was either this one, that one, or that one. So then it was like, all right, well, then we just went around and smoked them, and we but it was not an easy task. Like finding your weed out of all those jars is definitely not a simple task. And
I got myself.
smoking them all is even a harder task. So it's like,
I would say nearly impossible.
yeah.
Yeah, I tried to get through. So years ago, I went there just as like a person, and I was like, I'm gonna smoke every single strain, and I had to wait in line, and I was like, man, it's impossible to do that. And I was like, if I didn't have to wait in line, I assuredly could smoke all of them. So this year, I didn't have to wait in line, and so I was just like, oh, I'm gonna smoke all of them, dude. I didn't even get like two-thirds of them, not even.
So what I had seen somebody do, and I don't know if they had done this before or not, but like what I saw was fucking great was somebody who had like a numbered container. So like they had like a thing, um, like a divider, I should say, and it was numbered like one through whatever, and they had like a little piece of every nug.
Ah, yes,
So like
yes,
so
yeah.
like they were able to just get the piece from the bud tender for every number and then take it back to their table and just like sit down and like dive into their essentially their judges pack.
Well, so the thing that was super cool that someone did is they took every single strain and rolled a joint out of it, and it gave it to us. Like, and it was probably like, a foot and a quarter long. It was so freaking ridiculous. It was hilarious, and it's so funny that in that, right, there was, I think it was the perfect dark. If I had to guess, it's that perfect dark, the number 4 that I do. I could taste that shit in my hit of that. And I was like, dude, there is 70 weed strains, and the one I like is singing through all the way. It's amazing how, like, it's kind of like in sports, how like I watch hockey, right? So like the amongst hockey, that's like the 500 best hockey players on earth. Yet amongst the 500 best players is about a dozen that take it to the next level. And I found that's a very same
You got like,
analogy, I'd say, right?
yeah, you have like Nathan McKinnon and like Alexander Ovechkin and like, there are certain guys like those are all hockey references for people that may not have picked up on that, but it's like,
Shout out to
yeah,
Utah.
it looks like you said, dude, it's like there's levels to this shit and there's levels to everything. Like there's professional hockey players and then there's like the Wayne Gretzky's of the NHL. And like only so many people are gonna like make it to that prestige or that level. But it's really, really entertaining to watch the people that are able to operate at that at that level.
I just finished for the second time James Clear's the Atomic Habits, and one of the lines that stuck out to me is they're talking to an NBA coach that was talking about Lakers' success, and he goes, "Well, the top players can handle the boredom like of training, like the boredom of like dotting every I, crossing every T, like everything's done." And it's just the analogy to sports and cannabis can't be. It's like it's literally because you can always get like, oh, it's the exciting. He works hard. He's got intensity. But what is it really? It's the boredom. Day in, day out. You show up. You do it. It's boring. We love it and all, but I know a lot of people that are like out racing cars. If you made them start growing weed tomorrow, they'd be like, this is the most boring hobby ever. How are you people doing this? Well, because we love it. You know, I don't want to. I do want to race cars, so maybe bad analogy, but you know.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of like, I don't know, especially with the whole like social media driven kind of scene. I feel like everybody's attention span has really gotten small, and people see that like people see the highs. You know what I mean? Because that's like what you show, but they don't really see like the you getting up at 6 a.m. every day and like checking on plants and like maybe there's a fucking issue and like you have to actually deal like not every day is just like award-winning weed. You know what I mean? Like it's not you don't just like wake up and like walk into greatness like every day. There's a lot of shitty days. There's a lot of hard days. There's a lot of days where you throw your hands in the air and you're like, I don't want to. I want to go do something else. But it's like that's just frustration, and like that's just life, though. Any job you have, any job anybody has, even if you love it or not, like there's gonna be times where shit gets tough and you don't want to keep doing it, but the passion always comes back and bleeds through and always sucks you back in. So yeah, it's hard because like it's not always fun, and I feel like that's what a lot of people see, but you got to work your ass off for it.
Yes, well said, my friend. So it's the day of the cup. It's going down. You've identified your jar because you're packing that weird terps. How does it go? Are you because like I know when I do these sort of things, I got bad teeth, Scott. I'm not smiling. I'm not the smile sort of guy. Although I'm getting my teeth fixed. I'm doing a Visalign. Shout out to Scott and the Jug Dealers crew and anyone, all you guys, all the GramBorg that's supporting everyone that's bought a Grambo Grows shirt. I'm getting my teeth fixed. It's my treat. It's my prime.
It's
It's
done
my
up,
thing I'm
boy.
giving to myself at 40. I started jujitsu. I'm getting in shape and I'm getting my teeth fixed. So no smiles yet, Scott. What do you got there, Tops? What are you doing? You got a
Oh,
noose? Are you about
I'm
to
just getting the phone plugged in here.
well, we're coming up on the back end of this, but I gotta know how's your anxiety level on this? I know for me, like my training comes from stand-up comedy, where like everyone understands stand-up's very, very hard, right? It's very I don't know how you do that, and I go, you become dead inside. That's how you do it. Like I went to jujitsu, and everyone's like, "Are you nervous?" And I was like, "No." Like I don't get nervous. So like, how are you on that? I know for me, I put it out of my mind. It's just like, I'm not going to win. There's 75. It's all like, like, were you like calling your shot? Were you thinking like you had a chance? Were you not thinking about it? Were you nervous, not nervous? How'd it play out day of?
I mean, it's hard, man, because like you want to I I had a lot of confidence in my strain. That's why I went and made shirts up beforehand and like man, I was all in on the monkey spunk. Like it's not very often where I have confidence like that, but I really knew that I had something special. The fucking weed came out beautiful. The terps were there. Like I said, I couldn't imagine a better representation of the strain other than what I had brought that day for the people. So I mean, I wanted to go into it with just an open mind and like, bro, we were there to throw down for the community. We were there to have a good time. We were there to represent the brands. The competition part of it was just a single aspect of the day. The competition wasn't the day. The day was the people. The day was the atmosphere. The day was the vibe that everybody brought, and the intention that everybody brought. Coming in second place in the competition was just icing on the cake, and the fact that
I'm jumping. No, keep
Go
going.
ahead.
Keep going.
The fact
I got. This is life advice, right? I got to say, because this is bigger than growing cannabis. I want to say that when you get to the elite of things, I've been saying this drives me nuts in life. In order to get the thing you want the most, you have to learn to want it less. If you want money, you have to not need money. If you want women, you have to not need women. If you want success, you have to not need it. You have to be bigger than the game. If I can quote the Bible, which I never thought I would ever quote, I heard this quote, and I'm rereading Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill right now. I go out for 5-mile walks every night. I'll go out, I take like 300 milligrams of edibles and go out for walks. And then it's just, he said, build your kingdom and the rest will fall into place. And I was like, damn, that's like smart.
Like the big
Bible,
shit.
man. Like, it's just hilarious. So yeah, that really what you just said. It's like I put in the work each morning. Like, I was nervous as I'm nervous when I'm trimming. It's like now it's like it's sealed, baby. Let it go.
Yeah, I mean, at that point, like the work that you put in and like all the effort, it's all there. So you just need to hope that like your intentions and the best work that you think you can do, and you put it out there to the people and you let them decide. And everybody had a really good time and everybody was super receptive. But I will say that like there's not really many instances where I walk into it with that kind of confidence. Like I said, like I knew I had something there, and I knew I did. I knew I had something years ago when I found it. So it was the first time where I was able to enter some weed into a competition, but I was very confident in what I had, and I was very appreciative and very stoked that everybody was, as stoked on the herb as I was.
That's awesome. So, and then I'll give a shout out to him because I kept mentioning the Perfect Dark. And I was at 2 High Drew. He finished 5th last year and worked really hard and finished 3rd. So I'll give a shout out to him. 2 High Drew gets announced, and then Banner takes the mic to his mouth and he says, "Coming in," and he goes, "Monkey Spunk," and I go, "No fucking way!" And then he goes, "By taking tops." How excited were you when he said that?
Oh, dude, yeah. I mean, it was the first time I had ever entered weed of mine into a competition, so I was just like completely in shock, I guess, would be like basically the right word at that point. But like I said, man, we were just that was a long day, a long, excruciating day. Like I was already just like so tired and exhausted that when I had heard that, I just like couldn't really like digest exactly like what was happening at that moment in time. But I was really happy that my mom had got to see it. Like that really meant the world to me. And that also shows too that like I had something going on in the back of my mind, because like I flew my mom out for that. So I knew that oh, there's potential for something to be here. I was really confident with the strain, and I flew her out like to be at the event and be there for it and help. And then, everything just came full circle. And when they called my name, it just was like, oh my God, like it's like the jackpot was like going off in my head, because it made me realize that like all the effort and all the time and everything that I had tried to get put into place, so that everything would fall into place on that day, had kind of lined itself up. So I was fucking just, I don't know, man, blown away.
All right, so we've gotten to the point. I've got my little digital tablet that I can now take notes, so I don't have to like text. I can draw notes down. I only had one note that I wanted to that I wanted to have.
One
Let's
vote.
see. And so this is a great time because you hear you say it's like, oh, it was like kismet. It was like this moment. I flew in my mom. I knew. And then someone that might be cynical sitting there and they go, yeah, but you didn't win. You finished second. There was a very interesting thing that happened. I dropped the lead right there that you lost by 1 vote. You had your lady friend with you. There's a story that happened here. Can we get from I've told the story before. Can we get from the bird's mouth? What happened with this mystery token? What, you lost by 1 vote? Take it away. What am I talking about, Tops?
So I don't know how it had happened or what had happened through all the, consumption that day. It was fucking insane. But yeah, after I had like come back to the table with the trophy, my lady like walked up to me and she was like, "You're gonna hate me." And I was like, "What's?" And she like put the token in my hand. And then I had realized that like that was the tying token right there. So I mean, but like I said, bro, shit happens for a reason. Um, I was there to do a job. I was there to put on for the community. It was the first time I had ever entered some weed into a competition, and I came in second out of over 75 people. So there's like 2 ways I could look at it. And like, of course, I've looked at it from both ways, like the glass is half empty, the glass is half full kind of thing. But like my attitude, bro, is like, we'll be back next year and we'll be back the year after that. And we'll be back the year after that. I'm 30. I got plenty of runs in to go get the gold. You know what I mean? Like we'll be back over and over again. But it's not even about just getting gold. It's just about coming in and showing out for the people, continuing to grow fire herb, continuing to put the message out there, and just continuing to fight what we feel is right and what we feel our rights are.
Yeah, no, that's the thing. Once again, that's winter talk, Tops. The I look at that as what I go through. I'm not religious, but there's weirdness in the world. I've taken too much DMT in my life to not say, "Oh, there's weirdness." And when you have moments like that, where like your mom's there, you had this feeling, that you're running these genetics that like the whole thing, and the fact that that plays out, I look at that like the universe gave you a little wink. Like, hey, buddy, we see what you're doing. Don't get too full of yourself now. We can't like, but if it just gave you second, you finish second. But the fact that let's call it token gate, the fact that token gate went down, it was like the universe winking at you. Hey, buddy, you probably you're a winner, but like, don't get cocky, kid. Keep going. And the fact that you heard that message loud and clear and you're repeating it, respects to you, my friend.
Yeah, like you couldn't have said it any better. Like it was my time, but it wasn't my time yet. You know what I mean? Like that was like the prequel for what is to come, for what Taking Tops is to be. And like we said, we don't ever stop raising the bar. The community keeps raising the bar for us, and we just keep being there. But like I said, I think that was like the universe, like you said, that was my time, but it wasn't my time. You know what I mean? I got a lot more to do, bro.
Fuck, it gives me goosebumps, dude. I had this conversation with High C. I have my own gripes in life. I get majorly depressed about certain aspects of my life that aren't to my liking. And I don't give a shit about you could triple my income. I don't give a shit. You could triple my fame. I don't give a shit. You could triple blah, blah, I don't give a shit. But the things I want is what I want. And I don't have them right now. And talking with High C, it's like, dude, it's not the time now. Now is the time to do the thing you're doing and keep going. And if I had the thing that I wanted, plus all this other stuff, I'd be a tyrant. I'd be walking around like my shit don't stink, oh, I'm so smart. I'm so yada, yada. No. The universe made it loud and clear. Hey, bitch, you can have whatever you want. You just can't have it right now. Keep going.
You gotta enjoy the journey and enjoy the ride. Like where you want to be is like what you're always you know, like that's what you're striving for. And that's like what keeps you motivated. But like the blood, sweat, and the tears and like the day-to-day journeys and the highs and the lows and the friends and the, you know, like the whole experience of everything, like that's what makes the overall experience and the enjoyment. Like the top is lonely. And
So,
like
so
once you get
Scotty,
there, it's like there's not really much to do, you know what I mean? So it's like you got to take the day to day and just enjoy that shit and make the best of it, cuz those are like where
so
those are where the memories are made, is on the trip. You know, the
all
trials
right,
and the
I have to.
tribulations.
Scott, you already know what I'm about to share. Scotty Rios right here. He sends this to me all the time, and he goes, "Grambo, remember Miley Cyrus, The Climb." And I wrote him back at 1 a.m. I was like, Scott, are you trying to make me happy cry at 1 a.m.? Because this song is about what you just said. It is about what you're doing right now. Like once you get to the top, it's lonely and it's boring and it's stressful and it's anxious and you have only things to lose. But the real happiness is during the climb. And this is her message to everyone out there on their hustle. Yeah, I got Grambo, you narc. I'm dry snitching Scotty. Sorry, Scotty. But he sent me this and he goes, just appreciate it. And I go, God damn it. I do appreciate it. And I appreciate you, Tops. Like, I can't believe how enlightened you are. Check your age privilege, you 30-year-old son of a bitch. How dare you be so enlightened and business savvy at 30? So I respect the endless fuck out of what you're doing, man. And I know that you and I have talked. There's haters out in the world. And as they say, haters and motivators. One of my favorite rappers ever is this rapper named Dax. He just talks about motivation and picking up your life. And he says, man, you need to get to your haters fast. So that way, you know, you're on your grind. And I don't have enough haters yet. And I'm gonna start stepping up and I'm gonna work on that. Let's get out there. Same here. Respect Tops, man. So yeah, man, I love everything you're doing. You really, really earned everything you got there. And I expect nothing but great things here. We've hit 90 minutes, bro. We did it. This is
Dude, we killed
it
it.
went fast.
I was gonna say too, like
Crazy.
one thing that somebody had said to me super recently, and I never really like looked at it from this way, and it really has like put my attitude in a new spot, which has helped me a lot, because like when people say stuff that's not really nice, it like gets to me, and I like it fucking ruins my day sometimes, like over little stuff. But somebody told me yesterday, and it like just snapped me out of it and like made me smile, was like, nobody that's doing better than you is ever gonna hate on you. Like nobody that's
Dude,
doing better, making more moves, is ever gonna talk shit on you. The only people that are
so you
doing
know what
it
the
are the people that wish they were making the moves that you were doing, and they can't do it, so they're pissed off. So
so
don't take
I
any of
just
that.
referenced the I
Don't take
referenced
any of
that
that to
Dax
heart.
song. I referenced the debt here, Mr. Doug's read the I referenced the Dax song. You know what the next lyric of the song I was referencing is? He goes, I've never had someone more successful tell me I'm whack. But you know, like you're nailing it, man. I love it, man. We gotta hang out more. I'm very happy to call you a friend. I want to help you in any way I can as you move forward. You and your business partner, Kyle, who he and I have this weird history. He was like one of my first Colorado friends. Weird situation that all unfolds. So I'm going to be going and hanging out with him very, very soon. So, yeah, brother, we did it. We're landing this plane. So everyone in the chat, obviously, they know who Taking Tops is. But over the next few days, several thousand people are going to see this. So how do they find you, brother?
Man, so we're on Instagram real heavy. You guys can check me out at taken.tops.official. You can also find me at globfather.official. That'll be the hash page. And then you can find us over at Terpicana Extracts for our BHO and edibles page. We're really excited to be bringing out more products for everybody, and just to continue to keep raising the bar for the community that has, you know, really helped make Taking Tops and make what we are like as a brand, and make our efforts well reciprocated, and we couldn't continue to do what we do without you guys. So we really appreciate it.
That's right, man. I always tell people, like DGC Cup, right? If the fans don't show up, it's just the four of us assholes standing in the field. You know, it ain't nothing without the people supporting.
Yeah, we could shout it from the rooftops, do whatever we're gonna do. If everybody doesn't show up and play their part to make it a party, it's just a bunch of dudes standing around.
Well, thank you so much to you. Thank you, Scotty Real, hanging out the whole show. It means a lot to me. I'm going to convince him to come on here one of these days. Isn't that weird? I'd be nervous to ask Scott to do something, but it's like, but now that he's here, I feel like, hey, I could work up the balls to ask him. Yeah, check out Jay Maestro's channel. If you guys haven't seen Scotty's parodies, he got the guy who worked with Howard Stern to come on and make parodies with him. So those old song parodies, those are all housed over at the Jay Maestro channel. So go check those out, guys. They're awesome. So yeah, Scotty says, come hang, Tops. You're always welcome at the bakery, brother.
Oh, dude, yeah, we'll have to come hang out again soon. I wanted to, give a quick shout out to the entire Dude Grows show and to New Millennium and Jug Dealers also. Guys that are seeing what I'm doing and the effort, and they're trying to help in any way that they can to push us forward. I couldn't do it without, the support from people like that. So shout out to everybody.
Fuck yes. Well, thank you so much, man. Make sure you follow Tops. He's making moves. You're going to be telling him, I knew Tops before he was a fucking billionaire. So get in there.
One day at a time, man. Just one day at a time, bro. One plant at a time. Fucking just keep putting out the fire. Do what we do, man. That's it.
Fuck yeah, buddy. Well, I appreciate you endlessly. So yeah, I'll see you later.
Enjoy the rest of your night, everybody. Thanks for having me, bro.
Hell yes. All right. Thank you guys so much. How cool is Tops? That guy is he's legit, and what he's doing out there, he's an entrepreneur, man. Here's the thing, as we move forward in this industry, someone's going to be running all of this commercial infrastructure. They're going to be doing it. Do you want some numb nuts from Halliburton that doesn't know shit from Shinola at the top of this? Or do you want guys like Tops at the top of this? And if you do want guys like Tops at the top of these commercial industries, make sure you support him. Make sure you support all of the cannabis content creators. Thank you guys so much. Seriously. Once again, I'll shout out for the GramBorg. We are about 6 away from being able to afford to pay an editor to come edit my show because I'm too busy working with the crew. We got new stuff coming. Definitely check out tomorrow morning at 8 a.m. Denver, Colorado time, DGC Grow Talk. New shorts channel over to Dude Grows Show. It's so awesome. The channel is we're starting organically. We ain't pushing it. We ain't paying for ads. We ain't doing none of that stuff. We're starting organically. We're letting the DGC check it out. So new episode comes out tomorrow, Monday morning, every Monday and Friday. So check that out in the morning, and join the GramBorg if you want to join. And what are you talking about there, Fontucky? Giveaway? I don't know. I'll give away. What do you want? You want something? Let's do it. Thank you guys. Seriously, appreciate you. Join if you can. Share if you care. That's the biggest thing. Share this video with a grower friend. That's the thing that means the most to me. When I see those shares, they can't shadow ban us if you guys share with a grower friend. Thank you so much. Thank you, Scotty Real. Thank you, Chad Westport. Thank you, Cortez the Conqueror. Thank you, Jay Maestro. Thank you to all the GramBorg for supporting. That $5 a month means endless amounts to us. And hit me up, Fontucky. I'll send you a link for a grow hat. You got to pay like $3 for shipping, but I'll send it to you, buddy. Hit me up. It's all for you. Thank you guys so much. I appreciate it. And hopefully be back. And I don't know what I'm doing. So you guys know what this is. All of a sudden, music starts playing. Bye.
We're dropping knowledge on GRAMBO grows, talking about plants and how they go. Let's go. From seeds to the cure, we always smoke pure. Nothing but